On September 30th, 2018, Zack Fox tweeted, "Highly recommend getting off the Kanye train before it inevitably reaches the German leader was a good guy stop." This is the Museum of Twitter, the show where we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. I'm gonna make this one quick because I hate having to talk around certain words in this story. It involves multiple words that I can't say on this app. But yeah, you all know what happened if you've been paying attention at all to pop culture news. Kanye went on another manic rant about a lot of different things, but one of the things he was talking about is how much he likes that leader who ruled Germany from 1933 to 1945 and the party he represented. He said, for example, "I'm a member of that German party, and I love mustachioed German leader. Now what, bitches?" He also accused Elon of stealing his swag by doing that salute after the inauguration. So yeah, he's off the deep end. I don't need to go through all of his tweets. He ranted about a lot of other different things. He talked about Diddy. He talked about Anthony Jeselnik for some reason, but that's not why we're here. We're here because this whole rant resurfaced the Zack Fox tweet from 2018 where he predicted exactly this would happen. Specifically, he tweeted this after Kanye went on an unaired rant after being a musical guest on SNL, talking about Donald Trump and a bunch of other things. And this was following Kanye cozying up to Trump in other ways, and also was the same year of when he got in that argument with Van Lathan at TMZ about how slavery was a choice. And so Zack Fox was the one to put it into words, but Free Parking here points out something that I was thinking as well, which is that people are calling him a prophet, but that just means that you really weren't paying attention to what he was doing back then. Like, yeah, I might not have bet my life savings that Kanye would eventually start supporting that German party and the German leader, but once you start saying that slavery is a choice and start just yelling things to shock people, it's not that long of a road to get there. Also, this isn't even the first time that he praised that guy. He praised him in a 2022 interview with Alex Jones. One of my bigger pet peeves on the internet is people's refusal to really understand how conspiracy and hate rabbit holes work. Because once you're falling into the rabbit hole, unless you make a concerted effort, you're not going to stop. And people do not deserve the benefit of the doubt to think that they're going to stop. It's why I was so frustrated when people were just taking Kyrie Irving's whole "the world is flat, people are lying to you" thing at face value, because that always ends up with you saying bad things about Jewish people. In the same way that Kanye's whole, like, everyone's lying to you, slavery was a choice, that always ends with you doing apologia for that party in Germany in the 30s. And you might be like, "Jay, you're painting with too broad a brush. Not everyone falls all the way down the rabbit hole." And I understand that. But my point is, if they don't demonstrate that they're stopping themselves from falling down the rabbit hole, it's perfectly reasonable to assume that they will eventually end up at the bottom of the rabbit hole. And the bottom of the rabbit hole is always praising that guy with the mustache. Always. Because it is the most shocking and contrarian thing you can say. And the people who do this are people who think that they're really smart, that they're really thinking outside the box, but their only idea of being smart and thinking outside the box is saying the opposite of what most people say. And the easiest way to prove that you're not afraid to say the opposite of what everyone else is saying is to find the guy who's considered the most evil person in history and be like, "Nope, he was actually good." It's so intellectually lazy, and it really annoys me when people don't see it coming. Even before this, people compared Kanye to a 2001 Onion headline which read, "Marilyn Manson now going door to door trying to shock people." Because that's what Kanye has been doing for the past half decade and more. And yes, I get it, he made the college dropout, but some of you were sticking with him for way too long. Like in 2016, he tweeted, "Bill Cosby innocent," and everyone was like, "Huh, that's just Kanye being Kanye." But that's just fundamentally misunderstanding how contrarians work. When you make contrarianism your ethos, there inherently can't be a bottom, because you don't actually have any beliefs. Your only beliefs are in opposition to other people's beliefs. And eventually, the dopamine rush you get from being like, "I disagree with everyone, I'm so cool," gets smaller and smaller, so you need to keep upping the stakes more and more, keep saying more and more outlandish things. And so yeah, that's how we get here. And so I applaud Zack Fox for realizing it in 2018. He was pretty early. Because the thing I think he recognized is that Kanye has no one in his life to get him to stop. And the thing I want to make clear, because I made a point like this on Twitter, is that I'm not saying that Kanye does not actually have hateful beliefs. I think he does feel those things in his heart about Jewish people and about other groups of people. My point is, he didn't get to those beliefs because of some carefully considered reading of something. He got to those beliefs because he thinks that it's interesting to have a different belief than everyone else. Or he feels like there's some danger to having a different belief from everyone else, and that excites him. So yeah, man, if you guys ignore the signs with someone else, if there's some other famous person who starts going down this road, and you're like, "Oh no, they're just a little out there, oh, they're just having an episode, but they make great music," I'm not gonna cut you any slack. And if someone occasionally has a great point, or had great points in the past, like Kanye West famously made great points about how the US government does not care about black people, that doesn't mean that they get a pass when they start saying hateful things in the future. Like, I'm just gonna say it, just because Azealia Banks occasionally says something right does not mean that when she's hateful and awful isn't bad. We have to hold people to a higher standard. Just being right occasionally does not excuse being very wrong and hateful other times. A broken clock is right twice a day, but that doesn't mean that it is still functional as a clock. And in this case, the way that the clock is broken is that instead of telling the time wrong, it just yells slurs at you. Follow me for new tweet every day and subscribe at patreon.com/museum of Twitter. But more important than that, on the 22nd, I am doing a live stream charity event for the Trevor Project where you can win things like signed tweets. I'm actually doing some giveaways before the stream. So if you're seeing this on Monday, if you donate before midnight Eastern, you will be entered to win a signed tweet from Dragonfly Jones. Any of his tweets of your choosing. That's Drogon's throat. That's Jason Whitlock rocking himself back and forth. That's any of his tweets. He will send you a signed copy of it. Please donate $10. This is a great organization, and obviously LGBTQ kids need help now more than ever. Please do so. And when you donate, send a copy of your receipt to museumoftwitter@gmail.com.